All right, more. We're getting into some awkward notes. The note is literally how I allocate my energy between people, work, myself, and my body. Just to draw a picture outside, all I do is spend time with myself. And I mean, like, I just, I don't know, I'm alone. Fuck, man, this is not going anywhere fast. I exercise, that's spending time with myself. I stretch, that's spending time with myself. I cook, I study, I work, I read, I walk, I go to the beach, I anything, all that, all activities I basically do with myself. That's what I meant. But how I allocate my time between people, work, myself, and my body, and I really think I was like at this point here. Let me just like show it to you. And my body. I really think this is a time where I kind of was. I remember I took a boot camp like 3 months ago, 4 months ago. By the way, I got accepted, but I'm not gonna do it. And I actually talked to them and I told them like beforehand, we're fine, don't worry about it, because the younger people that are actually like going into this boot camp have a lot more to kind of like explore in the world. So they need to build as much skills as possible. And it's a year's program, so. But allocating my energy between, then this is like something important because every day has like energy. You have energy to spread in the day, and most of the time you kind of like you have to make decisions. Between people is the first word I wrote because people like extract energy from you. Whilst work, myself and my body, myself being like peace and like walks and just kind of like whenever I'm not really concerned with anything, it's just kind of like just enjoying the moment or enjoying the flow of time or just the scenery or something beautiful this world has to offer. And meditating as well is basically that. There's a there's a balance that has to happen throughout the day. And every once in a while, I keep talking about every once in a while, I keep talking about how parts on the patterns that you're creating when it comes to whatever it is you want to do, like the kind of person you want to be, and the outcome that that person basically, you don't decide what you want to be without the outcome that comes with it, or else you're kind of like connecting roots to the tree instead of allowing the tree to grow its own roots. So sometimes the pattern is leaning towards more work has to be done. Sometimes the pattern leans towards more like self-reflection, and like a self-reflection is very much a form of thinking. And I've accepted that. I've accepted that over the course of the past 3, 4 months. Like the days where I'm not able to do anything, or just kind of like my energy's stuck, I'm feeling, I genuinely just approach those days as they are needed, and I try my best to invest my time in them and energy for them to completely just kind of like do what they want to do in order for the next day to have a bit more opportunities. And so there's this kind of like pattern of just like random waves. And I say random because I'm not making a decision towards them, because every once in a while when I do make a decision, it feels forced. But absorbing the intention that I have and trusting it and trusting the vision that I have for myself, as I actually take steps forward, every day is basically the step forward. And throughout the day, I try my best to handle as much of the stuff that's in front of me as possible and balance the different aspects of the day, because there are, when it comes to people, basically I have to talk to them, I have to research, I have to engage with them. And I would like to think that I talk to people so I feel better, but most of the time I talk to people because I'm feeling bad. That doesn't really mean I'm feeling better, but they kind of like provide a distraction or entertainment. If I actually like them, I would consider what's going on entertaining. But lately, it's been feeling like when I actually hang out with people, it's more of a form of just instead of I. I'm not really comfortable sitting with myself because there's something that I want that I need to get over that has to move. I have to move on from. And most of the time, I'm not able to actually like articulate it. So I go talk to people, and then I use them as a point of reflection, maybe, or just habit. So there's this balance between like work, and I think work is the most consistent thing because you can allocate these 8 hours that people normally do in the day for work. That allows you to just like be very pragmatic when it comes to that time. As in, this is time for work, so it doesn't fucking matter. I sit and I do my job. But then before that time and after that time, you kind of have like a couple of hours, maybe in the morning before you go to work, a couple of hours in the afternoon, maybe after work, where you can kind of like enjoy being with yourself, work out, train, exercise, explore different stuff. You can combine them, right? Because like the act of walking is technically like reflecting on yourself, but also like time spent with yourself because you're allowing your body to roam without you being involved in it. There's a whole lot of things. But between people, I go back to it specifically because the easier part is sitting in front of a computer and writing code right now, or just decide, or making, or having to decide what I need to write, what code I need to write, or what the code would, what I need to do so that I have to write code for it is a bit harder because I cannot be the one making the decision because what we're building is a platform that requires people to use it. So we have to research using people. So research with people is part of work, but that's not the work that I do. It's basically the improvement that I need in order for me to do better work. And I feel like this is a key split. I don't know if I'm looking at interviewing people, talking to people, engaging with people as more of a I don't want to do this, or I'm worried about how I want to do this, and not really not really connecting that that is also work. But I honestly don't feel that. So there's a belief that I have because I probably enjoy talking to people. There is a belief that I have that probably says talking to people is not really supporting work. But the reality is that's where the majority of my work is. The majority of my work is in the fact that I'm able to either like get people to do stuff, right? Whether it is hire the right people, there's a talking part. And if I'm building a team, I kind of have to like engage with it and I have to articulate, I have to like have the uncomfortable conversations basically. And these uncomfortable conversations are transferred through all levels of the work. Right now, I'm like more focused on research and I'm researching how I'm going to be talking to people in order to get the most information out of them. So, for the sake of me building a platform that they will use. And so that is that that is work, but that doesn't contribute to if you're looking at an actual like building, there's the architecture design of the building and all those the parts that allows the building to exist the way it is. But the visible side, I think the visible side, as in the construction of the building, is what I'm looking at when it comes to work. But all the maps and structural designs and all that stuff, should I consider those as art? Well, art isn't all of these things because like there's like the art of exploring things within yourself, the art of exercising and moving, the art of working, and the art of like getting information out of people or like actually understanding what people are talking about or needs or desires and shit like this. How do I allocate my energy? I have no idea, man. There are patterns that I kind of follow, and I'm getting more. Okay, so this is probably just pointing out that me writing this note is probably me wanting to vocalize that I'm not really in control and that my organizational skills around what's needed at the time needs to be observed. And that's why it's probably like, because like it's not me trying to explain something to you. It almost never is it? And if it ever comes out that I'm trying to explain what I'm thinking, I'm probably trying to explore what I'm trying to explain with you guys. So that kind of like always for me seems like I'm actually exploring things more than it is like making a statement about them. And this note specifically right now feels like I actually put it down for me to reflect on it out loud. Even though when I first read it, I started thinking, okay, this is, I spent 4 hours a day working. I like walk. I like go to the gym. That's like 2.5 hours. I also kind of like see my family. So are they considered people? And I started like having these with myself. Well, I think this actually came out because I realized how much energy people consume from you. And there's a certain exhaustion that happens, like, well, especially with me. Like I don't know, it's not introvertedness. I don't think there's introverted and extrovertedness. I think there are people that overwhelm others with their energy, and there are people that overwhelm others by extracting energy. And the more you kind of like, I guess, the more you understand yourself, because like having a conversation that you're able to have is easy and makes you feel like you're, I don't know, fills your ego with like that good feeling. But having a conversation that's awkward allows you to be fully present and always reflecting on every word you say in order for you to kind of like guide it or direct it. And it seems like that's what mostly I've been doing right now. So when it comes to people, it exhausts me simply because there's effort in it. And for the longest time, there wasn't any effort, but maybe because I was just an asshole and like a douchebag. Arrogant. Here you go. It's a video. Woohoo!